as brought to you by Accent Reality and supported by Accent Radio. I am Destiny Unuante Ichibo. I am your facilitator for today's session. Last week, we continued from where we stopped the previous week. We were discussing announcing the business opportunities in the real estate sector. So today we'll be continuing that same discussion, continuing this very topic, letting you know the various business opportunities in the real estate sector which we have not talked about. The essence of having this conversation is to let you know the various opportunities that are open to you, not just the one you have known before, but to introduce you to some other areas which you have not paid attention to, the areas that are very profitable, which you have overlooked in the recent past, because there are lots of opportunities that people have tapped into, although not many persons have taken time to look at some of these areas because they feel, okay, this one is because it's new, persons are not going to patronize me, or because I do not have the required skill, or I did not go to school to study this particular course that relates to real estate, therefore there is no place for me. So we are trying to correct that notion that I didn't study architecture, I didn't study any real estate related course in the university, or because I did not go to school, I cannot participate in the real estate activity. That's what we intend to correct by having this conversation. So we have talked about several opportunities in the previous sessions. So today we'll be talking about another one that you can also benefit from. So the first we'll be looking at today is real estate app developer. Real estate app developer. You understand that in recent time we have had a shift from doing business in the physical setting to online. Now markets are moving from the physical old ways of doing it to online. Persons now want to transact from the comfort of their homes. They don't need to travel from one city to the other just to get property transaction done. They don't need to move from one state to the other just to visit or to see the property they want to acquire. Many of these transactions are now sealed online. You start the process, you do the negotiation online, you get everything sorted online. Now, as a real estate company, you need that very app that enables your customer or prospective customers to access all your products and services with a single click. You don't need to start moving from one place or the other in search of how to get information on your products that are available. Now you need this real estate developer, app developer, to make this easy for you. Now you have some products in different parts of the country that you want persons to come and patronize you on, and you need something that people can access from anywhere. You don't need to start building one particular site that has limited information or something, but when you have an app that gives full details on how you intend to sell your product, on how much you are selling them, where they are located, and all of that, you get your sales done very quickly. Now, as an app developer, you must have done several apps for other persons in different sectors. You can start developing app for real estate company. You don't need to say, okay, because I don't think persons who are into the real estate need this. They need it. They may not have seen the need because persons have not approached them to let them know the benefits of having this particular app to their own name. Even the banking sector, they have long adopted this procedure where you now have persons who different banks, they develop this app for their customers for ease of transaction. Rather than going through their website and doing other things, the site navigation and all of that, they have saved themselves of those troubles. They have developed an app that gives easy ways. There are steps that are laid down there that persons can easily access different products that the bank renders. Same way, a real estate company can have similar thing done. You can develop an app in such a way that properties that are within a certain range, they are logged in a particular section of the app. Those in certain areas, states, they are arranged in that order to enable customers to choose the property they want to purchase on their site. Same thing with property managers. They have lots of property that they are managing all over the country, and they want persons who are interested in either lease or for a long-term or short-term lease. They want persons to come into such properties. All they need to do is to get the customers to download this app, to select the particular one they want. They can even give description of their preferred option when they are leasing a property, or if they want to make a purchase as well. So when you have this app developed and you show them to these companies or even individuals, like those who practice individually, don't have a corporate body under which they operate, you pitch it to them, they purchase this app from you, or you can also decide to be managing the app as well for them. This gives you more profit than the other aspects that you have been focused on in the time past. And this is what we are letting you know today, that as an app developer, you don't have to stick to one particular area that you have been doing. You can move also into the real estate sector. Apart from you being the app developer, your time spent managing the app and all of that also gives you insight on how these real estate companies they operate. That could also ensure that you are properly oriented on how you can set up your own company while managing the app of other persons who have patronized you. So you can dive from one particular sector into another one, like one particular business opportunity into the other, because you have familiarized yourself with the operations of different companies. Let's take, for instance, you have 5 companies you have developed apps for. They will definitely tell you how they operate their prices and all of that, their customer service. You'll be seeing them because you'll be given that responsibility to ensure the app keeps running, and that gives you an edge to understanding the operations of the different companies. That puts you in a better position to have your own organized. So that is another advantage you have when you have an app developed for different real estate companies and individuals. So this gives you an advantage in the real estate sector. So you don't need to be one who has studied estate management and all of that, or property management. You don't need to have to do all of that. All you need to do is to follow the procedure that they constantly give to you. Okay, this is how we want this particular product to go out there, and that gives you an opportunity to be very profitable, or to be more profitable than you were when you just developed the app for these companies. Another one we'll be looking at today is real estate blogger. Now you will see from the first one, we are doing digital today. In the previous sessions, we are more of physical, because we are moving online now. That's why we are focusing more on online aspects, online business in the real estate sector. Now we are looking at real estate blogger. Who is a real estate blogger? In the ordinary context, you know that a blogger is one who gives information, accurate information, hot topics on trends that we have in our society on a daily basis. They put out contents out there, and they have subscribers in thousands or in millions that follow them. These persons rely on information that are coming or emanating from this particular blog. So as a blogger, you can also decide to migrate in stages into the real estate sector. How do you do that? You do that by creating content that relates to real estate transactions. So let's say you have been doing news coverage in different aspects, latest gist, entertainment and all of that. That is what you have been doing, and you have been getting patronage from persons. You have built client base from there. Then you can start introducing, or you can just set aside a particular day where you discuss real estate transactions. And once you are doing that, because persons are constantly coming to your site to see what is the latest in the real estate transaction. You get to build your client base from there, and also you also transition into real estate consultancy. One advantage you have as a blogger is that you have lots of followers, and your information shared on your platform are also shared into other platforms. You have persons who are forwarding it, who are saying, okay, this is what I saw online today. Because persons rely on the information that you are giving out to them, they tend to patronize you more when you list properties for them to purchase as well, because they see you as someone that is reliable, who will not deceive them, someone who gives up-to-date information on properties. This is how you make yourself more profitable when you transition into the real estate sector. So it's not for you to say, okay, because I am not into real estate, I cannot do that. As long as you get information that is up to date, you meet with, you can start by interviewing real estate company owners or property developers, as the case may be. There are different businesses we have listed before today. So you can decide to say, okay, let me start interviewing persons who are in all of these areas. When you put out information from these interviews from persons, let's say from their startup and how they have been operating, all of that, when you put them out, persons will want to know more. And by wanting to know more, you can start making a consultancy service, and from there you earn fees, and that makes you a real estate practitioner in quote. So from there you tend to make more profit, and you are more profitable to yourself, to your family, and to the society, because you are serving the society by giving them accurate and timely information when it comes to real estate. So quickly we'll be looking at another very bright opportunity you have. Real estate marketing is another very important business aspect in the real estate sector. Now, we have been talking about marketing. There are persons who go to school to study marketing. Now, what are you marketing when it comes to real estate? You are marketing products. There are persons who have built houses in different locations. They don't know how to get these houses that they have built, or property, even undeveloped property. They don't know how to get it to the buyers. This is where you come in as a marketer. You have skills, you can pitch products to persons. This is what we have, and this is why you need to purchase this particular products. Now, if you are able to do all of that, you have that skill to appeal to emotions of persons who are ready to invest in the real estate sector, then you can be profitable in this regard. You go out there, you source for property that are up for sale. It could be a developed property of different sizes and kinds, different building plans. There are lots of building plans out there. There are persons who want specific style and all of that. When you have different properties that are listed there, you present it to your prospective clients, and you make it so enticing to them, and you appeal to their emotions, they will definitely patronize you. And once those properties you have marketed to them are purchased, you get your own commission, and that's how you make a profit as a marketer in the real estate sector. Let's say you did one particular course on marketing, and you have been using it in different sectors before now. You can also apply same in the real estate sector. All you need to do is to blend it a bit more to suit the needs of persons who want to purchase property. Now, have the trending property listed and in a choice area. That makes you more profitable in this particular area in the real estate sector. Now, we'll also be looking at another very vibrant business opportunity in the real estate sector, and that is Real Estate Investment Club. You may be wondering, what has club have to do with real estate? Now, there are persons who want to invest in property, but they do not have all the finances that they need to purchase a particular property. Let's say a property is worth 100 million naira, and Mr. A, who wants to purchase a particular property, finds out that what he has is just 30 million, and he knows that in no distant time that particular property that is valued at 100 million today may be valued at 120 or even 150 in the nearest future, and he doesn't want to lose out on this particular opportunity that is out there. He goes out to meet with friends and say, okay, let's form this particular club. There is a property, there is a business opportunity that is available. I have seen, and I am very sure that this business is going to be very profitable to all of us. This is what I have on ground. I do not have all the resources to finance this project. Let us come together, finance the project, then we'll have joint ownership. Now, when a club or group of persons come together to purchase a particular property, it gives them that joint ownership over that property. They have to agree, this is how we are going to share the property, and this is how we are going to contribute towards the purchase of this property. And when they purchase that particular property, they also decide, okay, this is how we are going to share the profit when the property is eventually sold or something. Or they can as well decide to share the property. Let's say there are several rooms in the particular property, or let's say a group of 4 friends decide to purchase a property, and the property has 4 units of 2-bedroom flats. They can decide to say, okay, since we have purchased this property, we share these rooms or these bedrooms, 3 units or 4 units. This is what Mr. A takes because he contributed so amount. This is what Mr. B will take because he contributed so amount. They can also decide to do that, or they decide to put tenants in the property. They lease out the property, and they begin to recover their own money which they have invested in that particular property. That's what Real Estate Investment Club is about. So you can decide to say, my friend, please, let's do this business together, rather than doing some other things, spending money on things that may not be rewarding in the near future. Let's invest in this. And you know that the value of property appreciates every day. If that is the case, why not let us put resources together and fund this particular project? And once that is done, you get everything that you need done, and you get to earn profit from that particular transaction. Another one we'll be looking at is real estate investor. There are persons who just don't want the stress of building a property from the scratch. They don't want to do any of that. They just want to put in their resources in already developed property. And once they do, why they do that is to avoid the stress of having back and forth either with the contractor or with some other persons that are put in charge. There are some persons that are not ready to go through the troubles of dealing with land grabbers and some other persons who come around to disturb property developers. So they wait until properties are developed and they go there, they purchase the property either for personal use. They can purchase property in residential areas or business areas. Their aim is to make profit from that property at the end of the day. And the way they do that is they go out looking for properties that are already developed, that are up for sale, and they purchase such property and retain it. They may decide to keep it for a while and sell when the value of the property appreciates. They can also decide to give it out on lease, and that's a very brilliant one for them as well. They can decide to also purchase undeveloped plots of land. This is another way many persons have been making a profit. When you acquire a plot of land today, in the next 2-3 years, the value will definitely appreciate. So as an investor, you can decide to invest in developed property or undeveloped, depending on what your financial status is at a particular point in time you are investing in such property. It is very profitable. A property that you buy today for 2 million, also it also depends on the location anyways. You purchase a property for 2 million today, I bet you in the next 2-3 years that property will be ×2 of the amount you purchased it. The value of property appreciates every day, except you want to sell the property, maybe distress sale. That's the real reason why the value of the property may not appreciate because of the urgency that you have put on it. If that's not the case, you tend to make more profit when you invest in real estate. We'll also be looking at another very important one, real estate agents. As a real estate agent, what do you need to do? What you have to do as a real estate agent is to look out for property, either property for sale or property for rent. There are persons, they have property all over the country, but they don't know how to get it out to persons who are out there. It's just like a real estate marketer. They don't know how to get it out to persons who are interested in purchasing property. And there are persons who also want to purchase property, but they do not know who to meet and the property they should get. But they have an idea as to the kind of property they want, but they do not know where to find such property. That's where you come in. You get to meet with persons who are property owners, and you let them know, okay, let me give out this property to persons. And you also go out there to meet persons who want to get properties, either for rent or they want to purchase. Then you relate with, you act as an intermediary between the person who is selling or leasing and the person who wants to purchase or wants to get the property on lease. This is where you come in, and at the end of the day, once the deal is sealed, you get your own commission. Now, most times what we have is real estate agent gets 10% of the value of the transaction. Imagine you engage in a transaction, you are able to get a property owner to lease out a property to a tenant, and the property is valued at 10 million. And if the transaction pulls through, it means you are getting $1 million from that transaction. When it is a purchase as well, you can also get same value. You can add for both persons to get commission from either the landlord or the tenant, depending on arrangement between parties. Now, it is important for you to state clearly what you are getting at the end of the day before the transaction starts. Don't wait until the transaction is concluded before you start negotiating. Once the transaction is concluded, it will be difficult for you to negotiate either with the landlord or the tenant or the owner and the purchaser, depending on the situation. So you just have to negotiate your fee before the transaction starts, and that gives you an advantage. If they are not ready to negotiate, then you can call off the deal. That's one way you can be profitable as a real estate agent. Now, in summary, there are different opportunities that are open to you as a real estate practitioner. You cannot limit yourself to one particular area. Let's say you are a developer, you want to restrict yourself to that particular area. But if that's your flair, you can do that as well. But there are lots of opportunities, particularly for persons who did not do any course or have any skill before now that relates to real estate. You can start learning something today. You can start doing something today about that and make sure that you fit into any of the categories and be profitable to yourself. Don't say, I did not go to school or I have not acquired certain skill and that's why I cannot participate. No, that is no longer the case. You have that opportunity now. We have listed several business opportunities. Tap into one of them. And no, one thing you also need to look out for is, does this thing suit my interests? Can I really do this? If you are a shy type and you are not ready to change, you are not ready to stop being shy, to go out there to meet with persons, you can go to other areas. Let's say you can't do marketing, you don't want to be an agent because you are shy to talk to persons. You can also do real estate blogging. Nobody sees your face. You are just there, you are typing with your phone, with your system, and you are putting out the information that the people need. And once they get that, you can start transacting just from the comfort of your house. So don't say, I don't want to be seen in the public. No, that's not the case. There's always a business that you can do in the real estate sector. That's how far we can go today. Thank you for being a part of this session. If you want to get more of this, you can follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, even on Twitter. We are there. Follow us on YouTube, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so as to always get up-to-date program that we have coming your way. I remain Destiny Unuanti Ijibo until I come your way. Bye for now.